Margaret, what kind of tree are these? You know? You tell me what kind of white gums these are. Snow gums, streaky bark, fall off bark kind of gums, vapor bark, mossy at the bottom and kind of silky at the top gum. You know, there's heaps of varieties, but you know them all. This is a spectacular riding road.
Good evening.
You want to sip?
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
We are coming to you on a very late recording from Baw Baw National Park. So, what time? What time are you tracking?
10 past 10.
10 past 10. There are other campers just behind us.
Might be a little bit later than that.
So we'll try not to drone on too long as we normally would. Hopefully you can hear...
20 to 11.
Hopefully you can hear... Oh, there you go. Hopefully you can hear the crackle of the fire behind the camera. Fire was very nicely set up by
Adam and Vince.
Vince and Adam. A couple of other bike riders that got to the camp well before us. So today, day number 17, we started the day in Otway National Park, and rather than going the direct route, we stayed at Goat Track Campground last night, and rather than going the most direct route to Lawn, we took a few other tracks. I can't remember the name of the tracks, can you?
No.
Started with a G. Gravers. We'll look it up. But just really nice fire road trails, beautiful big gums and forest, all the way into the back of Lawn. We did take a detour to Castle Rock. What did you think of Castle Rock?
It rocked.
Yeah, it was a big... We did ride most of the walking track, and then it got to stairs, and it was a lot of stairs for not much view in our motorbike boots, but that's okay. Yeah. Actually, really nice view of the coastline.
Yeah. So
did that, and then after that, took a beeline. We booked the ferry, and then so we popped out of Lawn. We did book the ferry to go across from
Lawn. Delightful.
Yeah, Lawn.
I like Lawn.
All of that coast is sensational.
Yeah.
We booked the ferry from Queenscliff to Sorrento, so we booked in for a 2 o'clock ferry, probably a bit later than we should have, but that's what time we could make.
Yep.
So we did that. Took a detour via Bells Beach for a bit of iconic Aussie surf culture. Thoughts?
Not many people surfing.
No, a bit lumpy.
There was 2 people trying to surf, and neither of them succeeding. But it was cool to go there and see it.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that break.
Yeah.
With a bit of swell coming in.
Yeah,
and people ripping it up.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So after Bells, we hightailed it straight to Queenscliff, caught the ferry. That was pretty seamless. Nice little novelty bit for the trip, I thought.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very calm, going across Port Phillip Bay.
Yeah.
Popped out at Sorrento a bit before, I guess, 3 p.m. and then took a direct line to name of the town.
Walhalla?
Durin.
Oh. Yeah, Druin.
Not my favourite town in Australia.
Yeah. Likened it to Mount Druitt.
Yeah, I think they spelt it wrong. And then after that, we got into the cool twisty stuff. So we are now at Baw Baw National Park, but before that, we took some detours into, I guess, some of the national parks, kind of forestry roads. Not anywhere in particular that I can label for you, but beautiful kind of logging roads, and then up.
No logging trucks this time, which is nice.
And then up Mount Baw Baw, which I think was probably some of the best riding roads I've ever seen. Very kind of narrow.
Good theory by Josh, which is that because it snows here and it'll be icy, that's why they've had to make the camber for the road like perfect. Like honestly,
It was like a racetrack.
Yeah, as you came around
Yeah.
corners, beautiful camber.
Lots
Yeah,
of hairpins.
A lot of fun.
Lots of ferns everywhere. Big gums.
Yeah.
Just, you had a fair bit of confidence. It was all 80k zone, I think.
Yeah,
You had
but we stuck to 40 k's an hour.
Oh,
we
very
didn't-
sensible.
Yeah.
Very,
Some of those
always
blind corners,
sensible.
just made sure being real safe.
So did that, then dropped down the other side of Mount Baw Baw, which turned dirt, and then same thing, kind of dirt, twisty tracks, which were really nice. Lots of dirt, actually. So it's kind of on and off dirt for the whole afternoon. And then after Baw Baw, I actually have no idea where we went. We went to Walhalla.
It's spelt with a W, but if you remove the W, put a V there. If you were German, you'd call it Valhalla. And honestly, it's a little terrifying, that little town.
I thought it was great.
No.
So we arrived there
it's not great.
pretty late.
Something from the 1840s.
It was after sunset.
And no one's told them that the rest of the world has moved on.
Gold Rush Town.
They're a little bit confused because they've got internal combustion engines in the form of Isuzus and Hondas rocking around. But
We got a lot of looks, but I thought it was great.
Weird.
Very historic,
Genuinely
museum kind of town. There was a bit of a caravan park. I would have been keen to stay at the pub. Zeb wanted us to
No, because we would have been eating
reach
human
top
flesh.
gear and get out of there
They
as
were
quickly
cannibals.
as possible.
Weird community going on there.
So then we went further into Baw National. So by the way, it was an ambitious day, I guess, for getting off the ferry at 2. So sun had set. We still had probably easily 50 k's of dirt to go.
Neither of our headlights aim actually where we want them to aim. Josh can see the front of his tyre. And
Mine is a lazy eye, and yours is shooting koalas out of the trees.
yeah, any possum, I've got them covered for you, mate. I can see exactly where
Thank
they
you,
are.
So really, last 50 k's after sunset, we came in here definitely to this campsite on dark. This campsite on Wikicamps and Google looked fantastic, called Aberfeldy. It was a really nice just dirt track in, a few steep cliff edges on the other side. It looked like with the headlight, it looked sort of seeing in daylight. And then we arrived, and a couple of other bike campers are here. Vince and Adam, who had cooked a nice curry and naan bread on the stone. Well done, kudos to those guys.
Yeah, but no kudos because they consumed it all before we got here and we didn't get any.
Yeah, not a chance. But did
So
give us
rude.
They're also trying to sleep right now. Did give us a tour of the campsite and told us the swimming hole. So beautiful, flowing creek, crystal clear water.
Surprisingly warm.
Yeah,
So warm.
it was
It should
cool
be
today.
freezing, but that was, I wouldn't say balmy or tepid, but it wasn't freezing.
And that was our first swim since the pool at Flinders, actually. So that was really nice. It was pitch black, had a swim under the stars, washed off, came back and had our Luxor. So good day all in all. Long one, but
Corrugation's got a
beautiful.
better view at one point.
Not me per se, but my the screen on the Tenere, the bracket holding the screen, I lost a bolt out of that. In fact, one of the rubber mounted nuts, retaining nuts, had pulled through and given out, and then a couple of others came loose. So luckily managed to salvage 3 out of the 4 bolts, and I had a couple of spare, so put that back together. So we're back on track there.
Yeah.
And no other bike issues today?
Nah, but I was accosted by bugs that got into my helmet and then buzzed around in my ears, and I would not tolerate that. Not even
Zeb
for
does
half
have
a
a low
second.
tolerance for bugs.
So low.
In fact,
There's
we
no
arrived at
about
the
it.
campsite. We were setting up. He was making a whole hullabaloo because there was like a couple of bugs flying around his headlamp, so he had to put his fly net on. I'm surprised you're right here now without your fly net.
Yeah, that's why I haven't turned my actually I do have my fly net. It's in my pocket. It's in my pocket.
Should we let you get it out?
No, I don't. Oh man, it's not in my pocket.
And he's also,
Somewhere.
you've been worried about the ants today too. Big ants.
These ants are huge. They're not small ants. They're big ants. Massive. Like this big.
Cool.
That big. They're blants. Leroy family, they're blants. They like serious blants.
All right, and then tomorrow we're heading to Dargo. Lots of more tracks through the high. I think we can call this high country.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Now I feel like we're being fact checked because people are overhearing
You've
about.
got to be quiet.
I know. So entering into the high country tomorrow. So pretty excited about that. Lots more kind of twisty, windy dirt roads to come, and staying at Dargo tomorrow night. So should be good.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Night all.
Good night.
Alright, just left the campsite. 11 degrees air temp. Let's flying out. So we let the bike warm up a little. Nice and view on there. decided to do a few little Otway tracks on the way to Lawn before we started our day. Very nice. This is great. Cowley track, easy riding. Bit of elevation coming and going, but nothing hard. Yep. Look at that. Oh, I thought it was running. Yeah, it's a bit mank. Shame. Okay, Otways, you're doing alright. Doing pretty well. Great riding. Look at this! Coming into Lawn. Experience. Good afternoon. We are heading towards Baw Baw National Park. We just left Nearham South. As far as I can remember, it's where 4 miles